October 16, 1962. A chill settled over the White House. President John F. Kennedy faced a grave threat. Spy photos revealed Soviet missiles in Cuba. Nuclear missiles, pointed at America. The world held its breath. The Soviets, led by Nikita Khrushchev, had drawn a line in the sand. They aimed to bolster Cuba's defenses after the Bay of Pigs fiasco. But their actions risked sparking a nuclear war. The stakes had never been higher. Kennedy assembled a group of advisors, ex-com, they called themselves, the Executive Committee of the National Security Council. Options were debated, each more dangerous than the last. Airstrikes, invasion? The world waited, perched on the precipice of annihilation. The world watched and waited. The U.S. established a naval blockade around Cuba. They called it a quarantine, but the message was clear. No Soviet ships would pass. Tensions escalated with each passing hour. Soviet ships steamed towards Cuba, carrying more missiles, more weapons. On October 22, President Kennedy addressed the nation. His voice was grave, the tension palpable. He confirmed the existence of the Soviet missiles. He declared the U.S. would not tolerate this threat. He demanded their removal. The world listened, hearts pounding. For 13 long days, the world held its breath. The threat of nuclear war loomed large. Every hour brought the possibility of miscalculation, of accident, of annihilation. The fate of the world hung in the balance. Unbeknownst to the world, a silent hero played a crucial role. Colonel Oleg Penkovsky, a high-ranking Soviet intelligence officer, had grown disillusioned with Khrushchev's regime. He risked everything to provide vital intelligence to the West. Penkovsky was a man of courage and conviction. He saw the danger posed by Khrushchev's reckless gamble. He knew the truth. The Soviets were not prepared for a full-scale nuclear war. They were bluffing, but their bluff could trigger a global catastrophe. Working through secret channels, Penkovsky provided the U.S. and its allies with crucial information. He revealed the location and capabilities of the Soviet missiles in Cuba. He exposed the weaknesses in the Soviet military posture. His actions, shrouded in secrecy, would prove decisive. Penkovsky's intelligence was a game-changer. It confirmed the severity of the threat. But it also provided crucial insights into Soviet capabilities and intentions. It gave Kennedy and his advisors the upper hand. Armed with Penkovsky's information, Kennedy knew the Soviets were not as strong as they pretended. He could call their bluff. He could negotiate from a position of strength. The tide was turning. Penkovsky's bravery came at a great personal cost. He knew the risks. Discovery meant certain death. Yet he persisted, driven by a higher purpose, a desire to prevent a nuclear holocaust. Section 5 Khrushchev blinks, a negotiated resolution. On October 27, a breakthrough. Khrushchev sent a message to Kennedy. He agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba. In return, the United States pledged not to invade Cuba. Secretly, the United States also agreed to remove its Jupiter missiles from Turkey. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The crisis was averted. The threat of nuclear war receded. But the world would never be the same. Section 6. Castro, sidelined, strained relations in the aftermath. The resolution, while a victory for the world, left a bitter taste in Fidel Castro's mouth. He felt betrayed by his Soviet allies, sidelined in the negotiations. His anger was palpable. The Cuban Missile Crisis marked a turning point in Soviet-Cuban relations. Trust was broken. Castro felt used, a pawn in a larger geopolitical game. The seeds of resentment were sown. Section 7. Echoes of 1962, Russia's 2024 power play. Fast forward to 2024, the world watches with a sense of déjà vu. Russian warships, including a nuclear-capable submarine, dock in Cuba, a show of force, a reminder of the stakes. The echoes of 1962 reverberate. The U.S., wary but not panicked, monitors the situation closely. This time the context is different. The war in Ukraine casts a long shadow. Tensions are high, but the lines of communication remain open. Section 8. A new era of tensions, beyond the Cuban crisis. The world today is a different place. The threat of nuclear war remains, but the players and the dynamics have changed. The Cuban Missile Crisis serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The lessons of 1962 are more relevant than ever. The need for clear communication, for cool heads, for diplomacy, remains paramount. The world must learn from the past to avoid repeating its mistakes. Section 9. Penkovsky's Legacy, a world still in peril. Colonel Oleg Penkovsky, the unsung hero of the Cuban Missile Crisis, was eventually caught and executed by the Soviets. His sacrifice, largely unknown at the time, highlights the extraordinary courage of individuals who stand up for peace. Today, as the world grapples with new challenges, Penkovsky's legacy serves as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, individuals can make a difference. His story is a testament to the enduring power of courage, conviction, and the unwavering belief in a better future. The Cuban Missile Crisis was a pivotal moment in human history. It brought the world to the brink of nuclear war, but it also showed the power of diplomacy, the importance of dialogue, the imperative of peace. The lessons learned during those 13 tense days continue to shape our world today, reminding us that the pursuit of peace is a never-ending journey.